Hi guys, good evening everyone. Happy Sunday. Thank you for being on time. And yeah, it's time to study before the market opens tomorrow. It's another market day for all of us. And this afternoon, I tried to review some stocks in the US, particularly Dow Jones. So just in case you're also wanting to venture into the US market, uh, I might have to start a regular cadence in reviewing US stocks as well, so particularly Dow Jones. So, yeah, just in case some of your requests are already in the previous vlog, you may also review that. In the meantime, we can go ahead and, of course, recognize the first joiners here, right? Don already requested his stocks. I have it. Hi, Brader. What are your requests? Haven't seen your requests. Anyway, Jonia wanted ROC. I already have it. Conrad. Conrad wants tech, ICT, FNI, SEC. You're lucky. Conrad, your request is part of the first set of stocks that we're going to review. And SMC, FLI for JKV Rai, FLI, mwide, shlph. Okay, there you have it. Oops. Let me know if my audio is okay or if you're having a if it doesn't sound good, then that's fine. We can make adjustments. SSI and fgen for you. Tofi. SSI, fgen. Yeah, we have that. How do you open an account in the US market? So I have an account in eToro. So I highly recommend that if you want to join or start engaging in the US market, eToro is for me a very good platform. It's like a Facebook. The format is like Facebook. A lot of people can post there. There are also a lot of research, and it's easy to use. So just in case you want to create an account and start investing here, you may use my link. I have a link. I'll share it to you guys. That's my link. Okay, and you can use your local banks. I added funds using my Union Bank. So I think that's very convenient. Before they didn't have that; they only had credit card. But there you have it. Not much of the request, Miss JD. Just want to listen from Brader Eddie. Thank you. By the way, guys, if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, guess what? I only have 18 subscribers left before I hit the 1,000 mark. And I hope you can also support our channel. We'll build this community. Okay, let's get started. And my commitment to you is, of course, every day we are going to have this. It's a study time for me, and it's going to be even better and more fun if you have people joining you when you study. So that's the objective of our channel here. Okay. Now, yeah. So please do subscribe and hit the like. Okay. So let's start with Don Oyo's request with secb. Okay, let me load my chart here. Interesting. It's been a journey, and I really can't believe that we're very near the 1,000 subscriber mark. Okay, so secb right here. Okay, so look at this. For secb, Don Oyo, we're still very near your support area, which is right here. So take note, when I plot a support, could be a little higher or a little lower, right? So I feel that it might revisit the 101 level before it tests your support area and bounce right there. So far, I feel that this is already the bottom of secb, and it's been a long time. We've been moving sideways, and hopefully it starts to trigger the upper Bollinger Band, or at least cross the MA20 line. As soon as we do that, that's going to be there's a positive outlook as soon as we reach that level. Okay, overall, look at that. Look how much it has declined from the time from December of 2019. now we're on a steady decline. I'm thinking it's going to do this, okay? Move sideways first before it goes up. The next one is BDO. Okay, I have BDO myself. Hopefully it will continue to move up. Yeah, it's already giving us that bullish signal, and 97 is our support at the moment, but it's already starting to challenge your MA20 line. As soon as we cross that, that's even better. And look at the risk to reward ratio. Okay, so your potential reward, if you're in it as a long-term investor, then you have a very promising outlook here ahead, and your risk is potential drop to an 84 mark. But I suggest, if you are going to engage in BDO, think of long-term, okay? Even if it reaches only up to this level, that's a good 47% increase in your position. smph. smph, we start to cross the MA20 mark here. So I would like us to plot our support at the MA20 level. So I feel that it will just move within that range first before it starts to beat your nearest resistance. So I feel that it is now going to create a higher high, because when it dipped, the dip is much lower than the previous low. So it created a lower low. This time around, we're starting to rally to the upside, so it might create a higher high, breaking your 31.97 area. So that's another thing to look forward to. In the meantime, if you want to get in, 29.96 is a conservative area to consider. Okay. The next is allhc. allhc for us. Okay. allhc is also trying to recover here from a significant drop, and also created a higher low. Let's see if it will create a higher high. In the meantime, our nearest resistance to beat right here is 33.96, which is, how far are we from that? That's a 6% increase from its current state. So far, let's just use the area where it is at right now is actually a good area to consider, as we might have some more movements to the upside. Look at your volume, starting to show an increase in the volume, and your RSI is at the 48 mark, so that means we're still at a healthy level. allhc again is another established company to think about long term. gtcap. I know I reviewed this last Thursday. gtcap is giving us a chance at the support area that we have, which is around 434.49, and I know it is going to dip for a few percentage, but if you want to get in, my recommendation, of course, is wait for that green engulfing candlestick to come out. As represented here, you can use this as a good case study. This one here. So it created a support, right? And then a green engulfing candlestick came out. And what happened next? Start movement to the upside. Okay. So we're looking into something like that. This one as well. When it dipped here, and there's a green engulfing stick that came out. Engulfing meaning it's much higher than the previous one. So the price here is much higher than the previous red. Therefore, we had some more movements to the upside. So that is what I meant when I say let's wait for a green engulfing candlestick to come out to confirm the change in direction or the uptrend. Okay, so that's gtcap for DITO. Let's take a look at DITO. Okay, so DITO, I feel that it will just give you a chance. Again, it's a red candlestick, although it's a little higher. So I'm thinking, yes, overall the movement will be to the upside. It's just that there might be some sideways first. Okay, it might give you a chance at the new support level that it has created, which is around 2.04. I'd say it's a new support because this used to be a resistance and we started breaking it. I mean, we broke it and then we had some accumulation. It's just a retest. So your previous resistance will now be your support. Okay, so for 2 consecutive days, it landed in this level. So it's creating that support in that area. I feel that it will continue to move up, but just in case some people will take profit conservatively, 2.04 is your resistance. I mean, your support. RLC. RLC is still moving sideways here. It's I'd say kind of on a critical level because we're sitting at a support, and if that support gets broken, then you might have some more triggers going down. However, if there is a green engulfing candlestick tomorrow, then that's a good confirmation that we are actually just moving within the support area. Your RSI is still at the 45 level, so it's not oversold nor overbought yet. So it's looking healthy. What about tech? Tech is okay. This could be another support for tech. Could be a brand new support in this area. Okay, 8.11. Okay, see that? Some stabilization that happened right here. Used to be a support and was touched multiple times in this area. So hopefully it will just move sideways and then something like this. Okay, move up. Yeah, we can also do something like this, guys. Let's see if it will. There you go. If that line gets broken, then that's your good sign. We might see some more movements moving to the upside. Okay. ICT. Okay, ICT. It broke your resistance, right? Although I'm on a 50-50 outlook here because number one, this could be a trigger of another support in this level because we managed to break out of that resistance. So it can create a support at the 86.63. However, if our analysis gets negated or it goes downwards further, then the next possible drop would be 79.48. There you go, which is right at the MA20 line. So as you see here, my Bollinger Band, nothing complicated here. I just used the default settings, which is your blue line or at the center line. That is your MA20. Okay, look at this. So I feel that this will just create a brand new support here because as we moved up, even if this is a technically a bearish candlestick, it will just potentially go down at the 86th level before it moves up. Your volume has also started to pick up here. Okay. Wow. So are you sure, guys, you haven't watched the previous video I made? I have several reviews there last Thursday because May 1 we didn't have any market. The market is closed May 1st, so the Thursday review will still be the same. But either way, I will still look into your request today. All right. So we're done with ICT, FNI, SCC, and SMC next. FNI. Okay, FNI, very minimal movements. Actually, the volume is starting to decline as we go near, which is really near from where it is at right now. This is a resistance area that we can see at the moment. So I feel that this is already a sign of weakness. What you have here, the last candlestick is in fact a doji. A doji is like a cross that when it comes out in your either a resistance or a support area, that will trigger a reverse or a change in direction. Perfect example of a possible bounce if it goes down. Okay, so just be mindful and watch the market movement. FNI, next is SCC. SCC is very near your support as well. You're technically sitting at the support level for this stock. So just be extra careful, as if it breaks that line that we plotted there, then there might be some more pullback or declines in the coming days. And where could it possibly stop? The next support that I see at the moment is right here, 1050 level, 10.49, if it breaks. Okay, however, if also consider this with foreign buying already happening at this level, then who knows, we can see a green candlestick or an engulfing candlestick to be formed in this area. Overall, look at your potential here, in case, and when I say potential, most likely this would be position traders or long-term investors that I'm addressing. Where could it? So that's a good 64% increase in your portfolio if we're able to start accumulating in this area. SMC. SMC, similar pattern, I see. So you're also sitting at the support area, and let's check if this gets broken. That's not going to be a good story, as if it goes down, it might, let me see the weekly chart, or could it possibly drop in case. Okay, it might drop up to 83 and do a double bottom in this area if it drops or breaks that support area that we created. But overall, I don't feel good, because if you are to look at your weekly chart, it is actually giving us a sign of weakness. So two consecutive weeks of a red, that's not a good story. So between the line that I plotted here versus here, I think there is a likelihood, okay, that will reach this level. So I'd wait, but I will not be very worried in terms of long-term perspective. It will dip, I know, but use that to your advantage and look at it as, your opportunity to add more volume. So if you have funds and you believe in San Miguel, accumulate your funds first and then enter when it reaches around 83 or even up to 85 level. That's already a good haggle price. Good evening from Bhakti. Question, if need pa ba i-declare ang kita from forex trading like eToro's annual income tax? That part I'm not very sure. Maybe you can talk to your accounting firm or any friend who's an accountant. But if you are employed, for me, I've been in the market for several years now, but I don't declare that. Maybe you can reach out to your platform and find out. Next, SMC FLI. By the way, guys, I know we have a lot of professionals in this group. Maybe we can also share what we know to Bhakti, or I can research that and mention that in our next video, Bhakti, okay? Let me just take note of your question. Okay. From Luther, hello, Miss JD. Can you check aceph? Meg, MPI. Okay, Miss JD, good evening, Ma. allhc, ATN, Tech I already mentioned. I hope you were able to hear that. Genial wants VLL and EEI. Okay. By the way, guys, if you have not subscribed yet, FYI, I need 18 more to reach 1,000 subscribers. Really interesting and exciting journey here. SMC next would be FLI. FLI, on a weekly chart, we're just creating a stabilization, but how does it look like? Yeah, doing sideways for FLI. What's good is that we're already above the MA20 line, so I hope it will continue to push the upper band higher. In the meantime, I'd like us to plot a Darvas box, as it has been on a sideways movement for several days or even weeks. Now, if the market gives you a chance at the 0.90 level, use that as your support and this is as your resistance. But between the two, if it continues to move up, wait for a breakout. Okay, wait for the price to end outside of this upper band or this 0.99 level, and then that's the time you enter. That way we can confirm that we now have a breakout play. If it gives you some signs of weakness in this area, wait for it to revisit your 0.90 level. SCC. Oh, we already checked this. Where did we stop? I already checked SMC. Let me check. Sorry about that. I know I checked SMC, FLI, done. Mwide. Okay, not yet. So we're already in mwide. Mwide, this is your support, guys. Okay, 6.09 or 6 peso level. That's already an area of support. So I feel that this might even give you a chance for that price level to be hit. 6.09 area. Okay, so wait for it. But overall, this is already starting to give us a bullish divergence. Bullish divergence means while the price is moving either sideways or moving downwards, but your price your RSI here is already moving in an upward direction, that's bullish divergence. Next course of action is a possible change in direction, which is in this case to the upside. shlph. shlph as well is giving us sideways. This has been affected by, of course, the massive decline in oil and the same business model here. So I think people are still very extra careful in adding more funds, because there's no confirmation yet that lockdown will be lifted in major countries, which are major consumers as well of oil, and especially in the US. Okay, one of the main products of US is also oil, and that means currently there's an oversupply of oil with very low demand. That's why the price in the world market, oil is highly or badly beaten commodity. So same fate for our companies that are in the same niche. You might see, for instance, shlph just moving sideways first. But if you're thinking ahead and you don't mind really the number of days you needed to wait for the price level to move up, I'd say this is already creating that stabilization, waiting for that right volume and one catalyst that can push the price higher. In the meantime, this is already your support area. I think it will just do something like this, but we won't blame the market, because people are just careful. Okay, so it is going to create that and then move up. I feel that this is already the bottom though. Okay. SSI. SSI, you're very near a short-term resistance at the moment. So this is the resistance that I see, which was slightly hit. Oh no, let's use this as our next resistance. So we might have some more movements to the upside, but in the short term, look at this. There was a gap up that happened, so it might revisit your MA20 line just in case. So two things could happen here, right? I use MA20 as your support, 1.45 as your resistance, and I feel that the market might even give you a chance anywhere from 1.26 to 1.35 before it takes off. Okay, can you check? Good evening. Okay, FLIMM done. Paul, Janelle wanted us to check CHP. Yes, sure. GTCap, Luther, I'm already done looking at reviewing GTCap, but I can check out AC. EAM, Daniel, I'm also done with Dito. Good evening, Ms. JD from Geraldo. Pure Gold, SM. Pure Gold, I can check that. SM, I'll check that too. Cebu Pacific, FPH. Alright. Conrad has a message. If you're a citizen and resident of the Philippines, gains from your forex trading are taxable income. Thanks for that update. I think this is the answer that Bhakti is waiting for. So you just have to reach out to your accountant or the person in charge of your ITR to also include that. Okay. Right. So I love it when we are all sharing what we know. I know we have a lot of professionals here in different industries. So I like that we're using the platform to gain more information from one another. Okay. So we're done with SSI. So let's take a look at fgen. Fgen here. Okay. Interesting move. So what happened here is that we have managed to somehow half of the body broke that resistance level. So I feel that this is the next course of action here. So it might continue to move up, retest, and create a brand new support here. So the big question is when it moves up, how big of an increase in price? How high could it go before it retests your new support? But overall, I see a new support potentially formed at the 18.67 area. So again, this is already somehow of a bullish action for First Gen Corporation. Okay, nice movement in the annual earnings here. ACEPH. Okay, so that's sign of weakness, 3 days straight. I'd like us to monitor the price action around your MA20 level, as normally it drops there when you're already above the MA20. If it dips, then most likely it can also visit your MA20 line. It could be a little higher, because it's in an area. So I think around here, because I see this is your support. This is your, resistance, but this is your support. Slight overshoot though. This one as well. So I think 2.18, it will revisit that before it goes up again. We already have foreign buying happening here, so that's good. Meg. For Meg, let's just be extra careful. If this line gets broken and you're just in it for trading, make sure to cut your losses earlier, right? 2.52 is the next support that we see. I feel that the market might give us a chance right there and We'll see if it will take some time before it takes off, or right even the same day, because that can also happen. Just one day it touches that, maybe a week perhaps, and then most of the sentiment is on the upside. In the meantime, 2.52 is the area we can monitor. MPI. Okay, MPI is starting to show some improvement in price. We're very near the support, so I wouldn't be surprised if it'll create sideways first before it takes off. But overall, I think we're very, very near the bottom for MPI. And you can consider accumulating more volume because we're already at a very cheap level for this stock. MAH. Okay, be extra careful, okay? So look at this. You're very near your resistance, 2 peaks, and your RSI is giving us decline in momentum. So overall, I feel that it might revisit and maybe in this level. It will test that level first before it continues and dip here. So we hope that it will just, so I know that in the stock market the word hope should not even be mentioned, because we try to be more accurate in our insights, and the basis is just the wrong term. But the reason why I said that it can potentially drop is because this is already very near your resistance. Your RSI is already showing some declines, and this is an area that it'll first challenge. Reason being is it created several, it stopped at that area multiple times, and you have some slight bounces there. Used to be a resistance and a support here, so that's the reason why. Also very near your resistance area here. Okay, 2.27. Watch and monitor that. allhc. allhc, nice bounce here. I'd say we are looking into more movements to the upside for our allhc. Okay, so but just in case, because notice in just a day it's an 8.89% increase in price. People might take profit and maybe use a faster time frame. Just find an entry from 1.81 to 1.96, as I feel that you will have more sentiment to the upside. So see that slight increase in the volume as well. Okay, so PJ wanted us to review the last one I have logged here is FPH, yeah, and the next would be John Santiago. So for those people who are first timers here, we're doing this every day. We're reviewing stocks in the Philippine market. And if you have not subscribed yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe and like button so that you are notified whenever we have live stream. By the way, subscribe and the notification bell. You know the bell button right after you hit the subscribe. You click that as well so you get notified. FNI and nikl for. Oh, by the way, I'm done with FNI, so let's proceed with nikl. Nikl, this is for you, John. PJ, JGS, Ali, done with that. And Meg, done with that too. MWC next. Bhakti said, thanks, Conrad, for local stock investing through broker. I think it's already using final tax, so no need to file. Okay. Correct, final tax if stock trading at PSEI. Hi, Vian. How are you? Okay. So we also have friends from the other groups. So some of you guys may be experiencing or maybe witnessing this for the first time. this is what we do. So I think Vian also has a channel. Oh no, okay. Because I joined groups. All right, Vian is also into the stock market. MRC and ABA, yes, definitely. Let's check that out. Yes, Bhakti, and I don't know of any mechanism through which the BIR could regulate or even find out about your income in Forex. Yeah. So that's the part that I'm not really very confident in talking or in explaining. But yeah, I'm looking forward for those in the CPA industry or department who are part of this video or in live stream to share your thoughts. Okay, let's continue. So we stopped at allhc, next ATN, VLL, and EAI. ATN. So for ATN, nice recovery here for ATN. I feel that we will most likely have more actions to the upside. Could be here, right? Yeah. More movements, bullish movements for us. Significant increase in the volume right here. Excuse me. So yeah, watch out for it. 0.55 for me is the next possible. So well, that's a resistance right now because we have not fully um, crossed that line. Only half of the body of this candlestick, but most likely we will have some more movements to the upside. And when we have officially crossed that line, chances are it will retest and revisit your 0.55. And once it does that, that now becomes your support. Thanks, Vian. Yep. Let's learn from one another. I still consider this as part of my learning journey, and I'm doing this every day for myself and for you guys as well. Uh, I want to look back into these videos someday and mock myself, kidding, and now really just documenting my journey. And the other day, I made an attempt to have another approach to some of our videos. I tried to look back into our insights like 5 days backward and then cross-reference it with the current status of the candlestick just to validate whether our assumptions were correct. And you can also check that out. I think that was a video, May 1st video or April 30th video. But it's the title is Stock Market Rewind, I think. So you can take a look at that as well. Okay, right, so I think we're done with ATN here. VLL. VLL, another, wow. I think we should start watching this because I feel that we might have more actions to the upside. Look at this, guys, very interesting. Constricted Bollinger Band, and now we're triggering the upper band. It's such a giveaway. I mean, the message here is so crisp that it will most likely move up. But I will not be surprised if some people will take profit, and which is already a good sign for you to enter at 4.14. Meaning, if that happens, that's already a good opportunity. So if you don't want to wait, because sometimes it does not give us a chance, overall look at it in a bigger picture and see where it could potentially reach now that we have started to trigger some actions to the upside. EEI. EEI. Oh, this is May 1st. X date April 28th. Okay. Wow. Looks like they're profitable despite the what is the business model of EEI? I'm looking at it. PEI. Construction. All right. Was incorporated on April 17, 1931 as a machinery and mill supply house for the mining industry. Okay. The company eventually expanded into construction services, supply of manpower in the Philippines and overseas, and distribution of a broader range of industrial machinery and systems. Okay. Is a member of the Yuchenko group of companies. Okay. Banking. Oh, it's most likely under Yuchenko group of companies. Group of companies. I think RLC is also under that. What are the companies under the Yuchenko? RCBC is, yeah. Yes, RCBC. Okay, so there you have it. EEI is currently sitting at a support level, which is again still very cheap, because look at that, it has been on a massive decline since the last quarter of 2019, and we're just creating some stabilization here before it takes off. It started to make an attempt here, but look, one thing that I don't like here is that a significant increase, but those people who entered here the same day, 80% of that also took profit. That's why it might take, I don't know how long will it take, but at least we're just sitting above the MA20 line. If it breaks the 5.32, try to look for other stocks first. It might take some time before it takes off. CHP. Okay, it has been on a rally for 5 days now, and this is a sign of weakness. I think it will rest for a while before it continues its uptrend. 1.06 is the area I'm looking at. AC. AC is, yeah, lower high. So I don't feel good with that. If I see, because this is a doji, guys. That's a doji. So I think we'll have more movements going down. And let's plot this one first, but I don't really feel good because it might have a lower low. In the meantime, look at 545.32 as your support. And pure gold. Pure gold has been on a rally for, for weeks right after the ECQ was announced over here, and I think it has reached the bottom and it has been on a rally while people are doing panic buying. So pure gold is earning. However, this is also showing us that pure gold is now struggling to move the price higher, and signs of weakness have manifested for several days now. So chances are I might see some more declines, more red days in the coming days for our pure gold. SM, I think, yeah, moving up, but this is, let's see. Let us see if it will create a brand new support right at this area. Okay, so it's a wait and see game for us. There's already foreign buying. 819 for me is the next possible support. Let me take a look. It's there are a lot of lines that's so hard to. Okay, but be very careful because on a weekly chart, I feel that this stock might, this is a sign of weakness and it's going downwards. volume is also going down. So let's check this area first. As no, I'll put our support in this level. Okay, look at that. So we're plotting it there because at one point this wick touched the 779 level. At the same time, I've seen a support formed in this area, um, and it might just validate that in the coming days. So just in case the market gives you a chance at that level, that would be a good area to consider and find your entry. Cebu Pacific, it's not looking attractive for me. Not yet. Not yet. See that? It triggered the MA20 line downwards. So let me plot it here first. Your support could be here. 45.03 is the next possible support for us. Yeah. Yep. So you know how the other gurus would say, journal your trades. And we're high tech, we're evolving, so this is a way of journaling as well. So if you want, you can also consider this. You can create your own channel and start journaling your insights. At least you get to remember what was the thought process behind each movement or each action you made in your trades. This is just one concept. You can even document your actual trades, because what I'm doing here is I'm reviewing all your requests, and who knows, someday this channel can evolve with so many topics or subtopics. Yeah. Okay, so Cebu Pacific, guys, is again going to potentially move downwards in the coming days. Cebu FPH. FPH, I don't like this candlestick. Very near resistance, so that means it might revisit your MA20 line again. Okay, previously I think I plotted it here. Yeah, that area. This used to be a support here, but there was a price breakdown, moved up, so it might retest your 54.79 first. Okay, your short-term resistance is just very near 58, at the 58 level. Nikl. Nikl, okay, slight increase, but you know what's interesting is each time the market opens, there's a bullish action, and then it does not sustain. But overall, the trajectory is somehow very I don't know, nominal, very small improvement on a daily basis. There you go. We're slightly higher, but still, it's a red. It's not sustaining the movements to the upside. So I'd say 1.66 is your support area, and we're very near that. Overall, look at that. If you're in it as a long-term investor, very, very promising. It's so cheap, 1.66 against, if you just aim for this 2.89, let's say, how far is it from there? Wow, that's a 40% increase in the price. Hopefully this thing ends soon so that stocks could recover right away. I bet if we're done with this pandemic, all stocks will move up. Okay, so this one here, 48.93 is our support area. And we might see some more, it might move downwards first before it takes off. 48.78, it might revisit that line. There was a slight increase, but it will retest and create that new support before it goes up. MWC. MWC also sitting at the support area. but just in case that gets broken, you know, the volume as it moves down is increasing. So let me buffer up and provision the support here, because I feel it might continue to decline. And the next area that I'm seeing as our support level would be this. Okay, I see this as a support as well here. Previous support became a resistance, it became a support again. 9.38. MRC. Okay, I feel that MRC will continue to move up, but might give us again a chance here. That's your support area. Okay, this resistance here. So 0.1606 or 0.16 is the support to watch out for. ABA. ABA is, let's use our MA20 line as our support here. There you have it, 0.56. I feel that it will give us a chance. It will dip first before it kicks off. No volume, 88 trades. It might take some time before you see a significant change in price. Okay, you see this here? Validates our support level. This one as well. Okay, 0.56. Alright. EEI canceled those dividends. Oh, shoot. I'll check on that. Vien. So if you have your own channel, Vien, I'll support you. I'll also subscribe to you. EEI, yeah, not so good story there. So JGS, Ali, Megan, MWC, PJ, done with that. I hope you were able to hear it. ARA for fishbone. Okay, let's. Is there ARA? 16 trades. Not a good story, but you're already at the bottom, and your RSI is already picking up here. Not a very popular stock though, so it might take some time. But if you are still near 101, I think that's the bottom that I see at the moment, and it might continue to move to the upside. Okay, 1.05 and then starting to trigger your MA20 line there. See that? I feel that it will continue to move up. 1.01 is the support that we see at the moment. JJ Pastor, AGI please. There, AGI is currently slightly higher than the support area. So that is the support that we see, 6.24. If the market, you know how price moves up and down, and I feel that we're very near that area. So 6.24, anywhere from 6.24 to 640 would be good. 1,900 trades, I think that's a promising volume. And I feel that more actions to the upside as well for this stock. SSP, have we checked that? Not yet. So let me add that here. SSP here is giving us signs of weakness. Therefore, I feel that this will revisit your previous support here. Do you see this? Price stabilizing at that range. Also significant, there's a message here as well. So I feel that this area is indeed a good area to monitor, because it might drop and retest 1.02 before it goes up again. Alright, SSP. There you have it. Any other requests, guys? Oh, bcor from Paul. Let me do that. bcor. Okay, bcor is just at the MA20 line, and more sideways movement here. I don't see any significant volume yet. So it might just move within this range first. Most likely it'll bounce in the 2.29. I see that here because this used to be your support area. There you go. And next movements could be to the upside. We just need volume. And that's what's interesting, guys, because you will never see trades of this count or volume in the US market. The Philippine market is so thin. The entire Philippine or PSE as a whole is just worth one company in the US. That's why I'm also starting to look into, reviewing US stocks. And I also posted there a link for eToro. I know in your research you've seen a lot of YouTubers talk about this. I feel that, yeah, I agree with them. eToro is a very user-friendly platform, and to help you in your journey as well, in our journey, because I'm also in the US market. I'll include US stocks in my review. Okay. Do you think it's worth doing that? Not sure, guys. I'd like to seek your thoughts if you're willing or you're interested in hearing those reviews. I can continue that. Otherwise, we can just continue with the Philippine market. But it will also it will also do well in my own good because I want to take a look at these stocks as well for my own trades. Hi, JJ Pastor. How about Mac? Let me see if I have checked that already. Okay, not yet. 2019. Okay, so this is still doing sideways, but I feel that you're very, very near your support, which is your MA20 line here. If it dips further down, 4.18 is the next stop, or 4.07 because I see this. Very near your support if you are considering accumulating volume here. So this is already within the range that we're looking at. It's already at the bottom, and let us say it revisits your 4.07 and you're having the same pattern in your RSI. That's a good story. RSI is already building the momentum. Look at the significant volume here. Okay, well, people are not yet noticing this. No, what I meant was regular people, like small traders like us. We're not yet seeing this, but big traders, investors are already seeing it. The volume is so high, we're moving sideways. That means they find this already attractive. PJ, more than 2 years. And I'm not yet ready to go full time. I have a very nice job. I have a regular day job, and I'm just doing this on the sideline because I feel that our skills still need further improvement. It's always a learning experience each day for all of us. Even the more tenured traders, they never stop studying, right? So let's do the same, especially for the newbies. Don't ever get tired, and for us to be inspired to study further, find your own group. This is like our group, right? And you'll be inspired if you have people who think alike and who have the same passion. Gather every night and talk about this. So it's really enticing to study harder, right? Thanks for that like. We now have 10 likes. Also, if you have not subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe and the notification bell so you're always updated. Do we have any other requests, guys? Looks like I have answered all your requests, right? And we have an interesting question about tax, which I was not able to answer. Let's see. Let's research on that further as well. Okay. And another, I have two concepts that I am trying to launch here. Number one is the stock market rewind, where we look at previous previous videos and then cross-reference it with the current condition of the stock and to find out whether we are accurate or not. The second one is we will start looking into stocks in the US, particularly Dow Jones. Dow Jones is like the PSE, the index, all right? PSE index or Philippine Stock Exchange Index houses the 30 plus top companies in the Philippine market. Dow Jones, on the other hand, also does the same. It houses more than 30 plus big stable companies in the US, and we are going to start looking into that. Just in case you will consider trading the US market, you also have insights for these stocks. But flights are canceled as said in the news. Which one is this? Fishbone, which one are we referring to? Cebu Pacific? Okay. Mac. What's the business model of Mac? Let's take a look. See, I know the code names, but not very confident in some of the stocks and their transportation. Okay. Macro Asia, formerly Infanta Mineral and Industrial Corporation, was incorporated on February 16 to primarily engage in the business geological exploration and development. And then aviation. Okay, Mac through its subsidiaries and associates is engaged in aviation support businesses at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport. Aviation support. Okay, that makes sense. So they will be impacted. So same sentiment. Well, for those people who are thinking ahead, they know someday this will be lifted, and they're not very particular as to how long they'd like to wait, but definitely they're starting to accumulate volume. That is why you see volume increase in the trades in the past few days. Maybe the same fate as what we have in Cebu Pacific. Not yet. We don't have that much volume yet. What about PAL? Still, it's actually at the resistance area. It might dip again. No significant increase yet. But MAC, this is an interesting outlook here. Volume is hugely picking up. So Geraldo is asking what platform am I using? I'm using eToro in the US market. I don't think COL has a link. eToro, I have a link here. Let me share it to you. That's my link. So if you also create an account there and you invite your friends, you can have your own link. Na perfect bar rewind. Sorry. Okay. So what's interesting, in my first run of that rewind, I had a problem with the audio, so I might have to edit that, record it offline. I won't do a live anymore because it interferes with the audio. I think it was a bit of a disaster when I did my first run. So I'm going to record it offline and see how I can present it differently so that it will not bore you guys, okay? So how do you invest? Luther is asking, how do you invest in the US market? I use eToro, and my struggle always was to look for which stock to engage in. So I realized because we're not very familiar with the other stocks in the US, I will start looking into Dow Jones stocks, the index which houses 30 main companies in the US. How much is the minimum investment in eToro? You can deposit as low as, well, any amount actually, but they are recommending $200. $200. Let me verify that very quickly. I know you can even deposit $50. You can just try it out. Let me see here, Minimum deposit for eToro. $200. Minimum deposit is $200. There you go. And that's the answer. So far, I have the link in this thread. You can try it out. Miss PJ is asking, Miss JG, with COL, you have to invest at least 8K so you won't lose on the fees. How about in eToro? What is good in eToro is that if you do not use leverage, when we say leverage, you're going to borrow money from the platform. Because you can do that in this platform. If you do not use leverage, for instance, I would normally just trade $100 each. So, and times 1. I use times 1. That means I'm not borrowing any money. There's no charge. There's no fee. It's even cheaper to trade here than in the Philippine market. So that's something you need to also consider. Dow J. Yep, Dow Jones. And you can consider other stocks, but this is just me playing safe in the US market. So I said that I will just look into the blue chip companies. So 30 plus companies. If you're going to watch my video, I'm going to also link that below here. There are Dow Jones, CNN Money. So these are the stocks there. So there are 30 stocks. Page 1. So there you have it. Okay, these were the stocks we reviewed. I think I'll do this. I'll do the same. Start creating that daily rigor for our US companies. You'll be surprised, guys. It's more profitable, I would say, in the US market because volume, number one, volume is way, way, way bigger than the Philippine market. And sometimes in one day, just take a look at their charts. A lot of gap ups, also gap down, so double-edged sword. But you can set your stop loss levels. There you go. And eToro for me is a good platform to try out. They're not sponsoring me. It's just that I've experienced the platform, and so far user friendly. It's like a social media approach in their platform. People can put in their comments and their thoughts about certain, like Instagrams, and then it has a platform. Okay, you can also trade forex there, cryptocurrency. Also, there's short selling in the U.S. market. Yep, well, short selling is present, but we have to also. I think we really have to study hard before you start engaging in short selling, because between the two, it's more profitable and safer to do long or to bet when a stock is moving up than when it's going down, because sometimes the dips are just quick and then it recovers. If you're not able to really catch that properly, then you might end up losing. But either way, the stocks that we are going to review for our US market are just the blue chip companies. Have you tried copy trading in eToro? I tried doing that using my virtual account, but not in my real account. I try my best to trade it myself because the objective of why we're doing this to begin with is we want to upskill ourselves, and I feel safer doing it myself. At least I hold myself accountable when my trades are not doing well. It's all because of me. Right? But also, if you don't have the time and you're not very confident yet, there are a lot of people who enabled their copy trading. How can we deposit and withdraw from eToro, and do they have companies with dividends? Okay, I'm thinking of long-term investment for dividends in US. I'd first answer, you can deposit using your credit card. I personally have used my Union Bank, and there are other banks that you can use when you deposit an account, you deposit funds in eToro. Number two, if you're looking for long-term stock, if you're looking for stocks for long-term investments, it'll be perfect because Dow Jones stocks, I've checked earlier, and they're all giving dividends. So focus on blue chip companies because they give out dividends on a regular basis, um, every 3 months. So far the stocks I've reviewed earlier today in the Dow Jones, they all gave out dividends. So if you're interested in that, just comment below or hit the like if you want Miss JD to also start looking into stocks in the US market, particularly Dow Jones. Just Dow Jones though. The other stocks, I'm not very familiar with them. In fact, I've discovered a lot of new companies in just my session this afternoon. Some of them I didn't know they're part of Dow Jones. Okay, so another interesting video or concepts to explore. Wow, 3 months, sana all. What's 3 months? Conrad, what is that? Yeah, okay, you're referring to dividends every 3 months? Yes. Check out my video this afternoon. I opened each one, and each time around, I don't know, 7. How much was that? So let me just open TradingView just to give you an example, guys, okay? I hope I'm not boring you yet. Let me know if Julie or Miss JD you're already boring. Okay, let's take a look at this example. Johnson and Johnson here. J&J. J&J. Okay, look at that. Dividends, 95 cents. 95. MCD, McDonald's. I don't see. It's not showing me this portion. PG. Let's check out PG. Okay, dividends 79, 75. Earnings, positive earnings. UNH, United Health. UNH, see that? $1.08 last March. Previous one was December. So December, January, February, March. Previously, September, October, November, December. So every 3 months, guys. Interesting, right? And to know that, the entire Philippine market, the worth of the entire PSE is just worth one company in the US. And imagine this, price range 7%, gap up, but there's also a gap down. What about Microsoft? MSFT. This is also part of Jones. Don't see. There's Apple. I know there's Apple here. Apple, but I didn't see Google because this is, I think, industrial. I didn't see Google here for some reason. Facebook I didn't see, Google I didn't see, but of course these are the two companies that are really stable. Yeah, I didn't see Netflix, so I'll check which index are they included at. Okay, at least we can start with this 30 companies to look into every day. Red or green tomorrow? In the dividends, Apple, red or green tomorrow? P6. Upyard, I'm sorry I don't. Which one are you referring to? What's your question? For Apple, let's take a look at Apple. Apple, I think it's going to bounce. This is already a good trigger of a bounce. Let us see here. Oh, it's not. I need to be logged in first. Yep. For Apple, I feel that this is already a bounce, and let's just use this as our support line here. Oops, not that. I needed. There. That is our support, and your nearest resistance for Apple would be around this range. Okay, let's use this first as our. Yeah, this is the next resistance that we see. There. Okay. The reason why we said that is because this used to be a resistance. Support formed here. So that could be the next area to challenge. So same concept. I didn't change my technicals here. Red or green? Okay, Philippine Stock Exchange Index. Let's go back to our PSEI. I feel that I don't like this candlestick. Let's check out our, it might dip tomorrow, but there's a volume. But let's just plot it here as a possible support still. Let's use our MA20 line, but who knows, we can have more movements to the upside. But definitely with that formation and selling that happened, it might revisit your MA20 line before it goes up. Was a good recovery here, right? I'm still using this as our support level. 5,595. Oh. Okay, what time does your US market open here in Manila? Is it 9:30 in the evening? Yeah. If I can remember it right, yes, 9:30. 9:30 at night. US market. Google. $9:30 a.m. So Eastern Standard Time. 9. So 9:30 p.m. Yep, 9:30 p.m. Manila time. Okay, so there you have it, guys. If you don't have any other requests for tonight, so interesting times ahead of us. Just don't stop learning and don't stop saving and don't stop investing. That's the key message for the day. In the meantime, please hit the like and subscribe if you have not done that yet. Thank you and good night, everyone. Happy Sunday.